March 11, 2026. It looks as if the SAVE Act is actually going to get a vote in the Senate next week. So you all know what to do. Make sure you're calling your senators. There's the Senate switchboard number right there. Give them a call. Make sure they are a no on the SAVE Act, although all the reports show that they do not have the votes to pass this act. But you can never be too cautious, so go ahead and give your senator a call and reinforce the fact that they should be voting no on the SAVE Act. Now, every time I talk about the SAVE Act, I get people in my comments talking about how we have to do something about the rampant voter fraud. So I did some looking around and I did some investigating, and I went back as far as 2016. Since 2016, there has been 0.00043%. That is 0.000043, way under and even a percentage point of confirmed voter fraud. That's 4 votes out of every 10 million votes. That's not an issue. That is not a problem. And this goes to show that the SAVE Act is a solution looking for a problem. But it's part of the culture war that Trump has started to undermine faith in our elections and faith on how we elect our politicians, to push his authoritarian agenda, that he is the rightful leader forever now. That's the bottom line of what he is trying to push. Another thing that's always comes out when we talk about the SAVE Act is, well, why can't people just go get their IDs or get their birth certificates? That's coming from a place of extreme privilege. DMVs in county buildings normally are not easily accessible to marginalized communities. They don't put DMVs smack dab in the middle of low income areas. Now, I know you're going to get people popping up in my comments saying, well, I have one of this one and this one. In general, they do not put DMVs in low-income areas. Not to mention, there are fees involved in getting these documents. There are barriers to getting to these areas financially sometimes, because if a person doesn't have a car or can't afford taking public transportation. At the end of the day, all of this equates to a poll tax. And poll taxes are unconstitutional, and the Supreme Court has said it over and over again. We must stand firm and make sure that we are not going to go ahead and just rubber stamp this horrific act that's going to disenfranchise millions of voters.